to me is very much in the cards. Very, very high possibility that could happen.
Okay, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I guess a quick question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Current Centennial, if they do lose to De La Salle this weekend, how do you think that will go? I mean, do you think Bishop Gorman and Colquitt will split? Is there a chance somebody else could get in there, maybe like Travis or Katie? Or
yeah, absolutely. So, if Centennial falls, sort of like last year. Last year it seemed like there was a handful of teams at the top, and it seems like all the publications that ranked did a pretty good job of splitting it up. And as a high school football fan, and not really I don't consider myself a California homer by any means. I was happy to see De La Salle win one in, I believe it was one of the Max Preps, maybe the computer rankings last year. Allen won it in the, Max Preps Excellent 25, and also the NationalHighSchoolFootball.com poll, and then Bishop Gorman won it in USA Today. So when you have three teams like that of very worthy seasons and number one rankings, I think I like it how they split it up like that. I can't imagine that's discussed between them, but it just works out that way. So if Centennial falls, I could, between Bishop Gorman, Colquitt, and the Katy Lake Travis winner, hopefully it kind of works out like it did last year, where they all get one, because they all will have earned it. So, I can't see with how many good teams are at the top this year that one of those teams takes all the championships.
Right, and I'm also interested to see what they do at IMG. I don't think they're going to get a split, but I don't know what they're going to do with them. I mean, they're third in USA Today, I saw, which is the highest that they are in any. This is the best team they've put together. I know it's an all-star team, whatever they want to call it, but this is the best team they've put together. They can play anybody. They probably would if they tried to. Yeah, but, Bishop Gorman and Colquitt County both have 30-game winning streaks. Bishop Gorman has been a little bit more impressive than me, obviously, because of what they did in Boston last year and everything, continual. But both teams are really good. I would love to see them play each other. I know some people tried to have that happen, but it didn't. But I know both coaches can play anytime, anywhere, any place. It could have been neutral, could have been in Georgia, could have been Bishop, in Vegas. So, it's interesting to see what's going to happen with that. I think there will be a split. Depending on what Katy does to Lake Travis, if they shut them out or beat them by a really good amount, it could be Katy could sneak in there, but I don't think they played a good enough rated schedule in the beginning of the season to split anything, but it could happen. We'll just see. Even De La Salle, they could blow out Centennial, and they lost to Trinity, but I think they can still get a share, possibly.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see if anybody gives a one-loss team like De La Salle a shot. That would be intriguing.
It would be intriguing. I believe we've been joined by Ryan Jordan, the Sun News and Macon Telegraph.
That's correct.
How's it going, Ryan? You doing all right tonight?
Great. Good to be with you.
Yeah, we got a full-packed show for you. We're just talking a little high school football right now. We got Ryan Swartz, 2 Ryans on right now. I'll have Jim Cobern.
Good to have you on
later. Yeah, it's going to be fun. We got Ryan Jordan talking a little Georgia football. We've been talking about Colquitt County all night. Jacob Eason signing verbal, whatever. He's enrolling early, so that was today. And Kirby Smart we'll talk about a little bit too. And Jake Fromm, because he was Gatorade Player of the Year, and he was one of my top 5 Gatorade Players of the Year in the country. I have not seen that kid in person, but I really, really want to. So I'll talk about him. He's really good. He's going to Alabama. But the last thing I want to ask Ryan Swartz, Bishop Gorman, man, they got attacked a little bit, possibly, if you saw, by, Christopher Big Black Boykin from Robin Big on Twitter.
Yeah.
I'm not taking credit for that. I don't know if it's negative or positive, but I guess I started the Tate Martell and Big Black beef because I tagged Tate in it. I tagged the guys in it, man. I was just having fun. I just wanted to see the reactions, and I thought it was kind of out of bounds, I'll say. I'm not going to say dumb or anything, but I'll tell people this, and Ryan can tell people this too. We've both seen him in person. He's seen him a lot more in person than me. This team can hang with anybody in the country. Their talent is so deep. They're actually not what people think they are, too. They're a very physical team up front. They run the ball a lot. So I don't know why people call him finesse so much. Tim Martell's a great quarterback. I know he's undersized and everything. He's great. I like his attitude. He's very, very confident, but not too cocky. He's humble, too, and he plays really good. He never lost a game either, at least in the state of Nevada, so that helps. But what were your thoughts on that? Because I feel like some people think that, they're still not giving Bishop Gorman enough credit to me, in my opinion.
Yeah, and Bishop Gorman is really not the only victim of that kind of stuff. You see, really every major team gets that. I've heard Allen, I've heard Centennial Corona, De La Salle, even though De La Salle is really more contrasting style than anybody. But specifically Bishop Gorman, you're absolutely right. They're not a finesse. They're not a spread. They run the spread, but they get down and dirty with two tight end sets and fullbacks, and they put in their big defensive tackle Haskell Garrett on the goal line to carry, as a goal line back. So very physical. Their linebacking crew in front seven, very physical, big hitting. Even their secondary, Bubba Bolden, who just committed to USC, 4-star safety, big hitter from the safety position, just like Nico Fertitta was last year. When they played St. John Bosco last year, they completely shut down the run game, and Sean McGrew, I think he ended up around 80 yards for the game, but I think one long carry towards the end of the game was the majority of that. So tenacious defense in the front seven, big hitters in the secondary, really everywhere. So definitely not a finesse team, definitely capable of playing with anybody in the country. I wouldn't guarantee wins over anybody in the country, but, I just can't see them getting blown out or, destroyed by anybody. Texas, Florida, New Jersey was probably their best, win and maybe gave them the most credit just because that's exactly what that Big North football is all about in Jersey. So with this very talented 2017 class, I expect Bishop Gorman to go out and schedule an even tougher slate. I think they're going to really try to get Texas, Florida, maybe Georgia, maybe another New Jersey team, and really beef it up next season as Tate Martell, Tyjon Lindsey, and the rest of their juniors this year, their grand finale, if you will.
Yeah, they should. I think their team's going to be better next year. You did mention their line. They're going to lose a lot of their linemen next year. But as far as skill position goes, I know their defense will always be good. People bringing up losses in 2006. That was a different program then. They were not nearly as good as they were. They were the best in the state. They weren't as good nationally as this now. People weren't transferring to schools and everything just to go here. So, I don't know.
Yeah,
it was a
no
loss.
question.
I think it was more than 6 years ago. Somebody brought up they lost the team in 2007 in Texas. Does that really matter? Not really. This is right now. Somebody mentioned they would get shut out by Katy. Katy's defense is the best in the country to me, and definitely the best in Texas. But they would not shut out Bishop Gorman. I think that they would at least score 2 to 3 touchdowns, if not more. Their offense is really good. They're not finesse. It can be if they want. They're really good at everything. If Tate was to throw it 50 times a game, they'd be fine. But they choose to run, and they have the Gatorade State Player of the Year. They all jolly walk. So, I just wanted to mention that real fast. I did see a couple articles about it. I was like, wow, I didn't even know that was a thing. I thought it was just kind of the kids retweet it and they go about their day or whatever. But,
that blew up a little bit.
It did blow up a little bit, but they kind of squashed everything, so I guess it's cool now. Ryan Swartz, I'm not going to let you go actually yet. Hopefully you can stick around. If you have to go, that's fine. But I do want to ask you a couple things after I get to Ryan Jordan.
I'll stick around.
Ryan, you still there? How's it going, man?
I'm still here. Good.
I wanted to ask you about Jacob Eason, man. He's finally going to be a Bulldog. A lot of Florida stuff, Miami stuff going around, but now he's a Georgia Bulldog, man. How excited are the fans down in Georgia?
Well, he practically broke the internet down here today. I think a Georgia website even went offline at one point. The fans, the University of Georgia fans, had kind of checked out early in the season. They were expecting bigger things, and then they had the quarterback issue, and they still won 9 games, but the fans just weren't interested. There was no big wins. They weren't competitive in the big games, and all the focus was on Eason coming in and being the savior because they had such problems at quarterback. And then, Rick leaves and Eason opens up, and then he's looking to go into their arch rival Florida, and it kicked off a big thing down here. So Georgia fans are ecstatic that he's going to be in Athens.
Yeah, they should be. I saw this kid play on West Coast out in LA with 11. He's a great quarterback. He's won National Gatorade Player of the Year, which I think Ryan Swartz, I think I predicted that. I'm not sure.
You sure did. Yeah,
okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, no, I really wasn't sure. I wasn't even trying to be, I knew I had Eason and DeAndre Ollie-Walsh and I believe Jake Fromm and a couple others, but I wasn't sure. But yeah, I mean, I think Eason's been great. I know they didn't win a state title, but they lost one game. And he was phenomenal, man. He's calling things at the line. A lot of kids are doing in high school right now. And I saw him play, and just the strong arm. Reminds me a lot of Matthew Stafford. Do you kind of get that vibe too, Ryan?
Well, I was lucky enough to go out to Texas and watch Stafford play in the semis. I think he played Jevin Sneed out there one year, and he had the best arm that I've ever seen. So I hesitate to say that anybody has a Matthew Stafford arm. Obviously, Eason's a little bigger than him on tape. He definitely has a cannon, though. He can make all the throws. So Georgia fans are excited about it for sure.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. I mean, Matthew Stafford definitely has one of the best ones I've ever seen, too. I haven't seen him play in person, but that guy can flick it, definitely. Still, even today, probably the strongest in the NFL, actually, right now. As far as him being a savior, we never want to put too much hype on a kid, but I think he's going to have high expectations like Josh Rosen did at UCLA. A lot of people thought UCLA could be a sleeper team. People are going to pick Georgia because, they'll have Chubb back. He'll be, pretty good up front, always good defense, new coach, and he could be the starter. I mean, there's Ramsey. I don't think Georgia fans like him too much, though. Grayson Lambert, too. Do you think he'll win the starting job, and do you think he can actually, be an All-American type quarterback from day one?
I don't know about, I don't know if he'll win it from day one. Bryce Ramsey was a very highly regarded quarterback in his own right. They ran the wing T in high school, so he was always going to have a little bit of a acclimation period to the college game. But anybody close to the program was just baffled last year that Brian Schottenheimer chose Grayson Lambert to be the starting quarterback. The kid, God bless his soul, he just couldn't throw the football. And, there they had Bryce Ramsey on the bench, who everybody knows can throw the ball, and they'd make him, turn him into the punter. So it's baffling what happened with the Ramsey situation. I've been told this week that Kirby Smart did have a conversation with Bryce Ramsey and that he would like him to stick around, so it's possible that they could have a quarterback battle in the preseason. I know Jacob is expecting to come in and compete for the job. I think both of them will play. I think Georgia, they did not fire Mark Richt to win 10 games. They fired Mark Richt to win championships. So if they need to get Jacob Eason some game time next year, whether he has to take his lumps or come in at the end of games, he's going to get some kind of experience. He's not going to redshirt. They have no depth at quarterback at all, so he's going to have to play.
Yeah, I agree with you. I know, Bryce Ramsey was interested to. I know they ran the wing T, and he looks good. He's always had a really strong arm to me and been live, but he did struggle a little bit last year. I don't think he got time to grow. Lambert was a guy played really good versus bad teams. Like you said, I know he broke the completion percentage record or something like that early on in the season.
Yes.
He was slinging it, but, however, I mean, Alabama game or any really big game versus a good defense, he did not play good at all.
Now,
even though
I went to the Georgia South Carolina game, and the Gamecock defense was just the worst I've ever seen. I mean, he was playing pitch and catch 5-6 yards from the line of scrimmage. There's nobody around them. They're just confused, and he took advantage of it, and give him credit for that. But against any team with a pulse, he really, really struggled, and Georgia's offense struggled in terms of as far as that went as well, especially when Chubb went down.
Right. And is there any word on how he's rehabbing the knee right now?
It's hard to tell, but he tore it up pretty bad. I mean, he's got the ACL, the PCL, and all that. The kid's in phenomenal shape. If I would bet on anybody, I would bet on Nick Chubb, but it's going to be difficult to tell. I mean, I would be surprised if he's ready for the start of camp. And for that being said, I'd be surprised if he's ready for the start of the season.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you. The best thing for them is we all know Georgia's super deep at running back. I know Marshall's gone. But I know they have Sony Michel at running back. So, and I'm sure the other guys coming in I haven't even heard of or anything, or I'm just missing right now. So they'll be fine. What about Jake Fromm? He just got an offer from Georgia, and I know you've seen him play being